Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a modern house for all of your city building needs. In this tutorial, not only will I show you how to make the outside of the house, but I will also show you how to make the entire interior as well. Fun fact, I am hidden somewhere in the intro of this video. Leave a comment down below letting me know if, where and when you spotted me. The first person leaving a comment getting it right will have that comment pinned. Happy hunting. This is the amount of space required to make the build, a 10 block wide by 13 block long area as represented by this very handy grid. To find the starting position, begin at the front left hand corner of the grid and then just count inwards diagonally by 1. That is where we start. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing a grey concrete. Extend backwards by 2. 1, 2. And then extend to the right by 3. 1, 2, 3. Extend forwards by 2. 1, 2. And then extend to the right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then extend backwards by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Extend across the back of the build and join all the way back to where we very first started. Next, let's fill in the interior floor using oak planks. We will also place a row of oak planks here, with a row of oak stairs in front, and we will replace this block with an oak plank, and place an oak door on top of it. We then want to place a row of 5 grey concrete extending up left of the door, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we will extend these 2 blocks forwards by 2, 1, 2. We will then extend them to the right, and the goal is to be able to extend them down to this corner. In addition to this, we will continue extending these 2 blocks backwards, following the path of the grey concrete below, and we will join down to this corner of the build. We will extend across the back of the build and join down to this corner, and then we will extend forwards and join back to where we first started. Then we are going to extend this block up an additional 5 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as you can see, this is a continuation of the row just below. And then we are going to extend these top 2 blocks all the way around the build in the exact same way as we just did, joining down to the pivotal points as we did on the previous level of the build. That gives us this. In addition to this, we will add a row of grey concrete here, extending from the base of the build all the way to the top. We will also add a row of grey concrete here as well, doing the same, just like so. Then we are going to fill around the door in using grey concrete, just like this. And we will extend this block here, and we will also extend this row here just to box this in a little bit. We can also add some black stained glass pane here, and we can fill this window in here as well. We can also fill the porch roof in too, and add a stone button here next to the door, We can then add a lantern here, with a flower pot here, and a fern here. Next, we are going to fill this area in using black stained glass pane. We have a nice curved window here on the second story of the build. We also have some slim windows here as well, just extending back. And we can fill this back portion of the wall in using grey concrete, just like so. And on this side of the build, we want to have a row of 1, 2, 3 light grey concrete right here. This is 2 rows away from the back and 2 rows away from this window. And then we want to stack 3 rows of oak leaves on top of the light grey concrete. In addition to this, we are going to move around to the front of the build, and we are going to place white concrete like this. So in front of this row of grey concrete at the base, we will extend the white concrete all the way up to the top, across, and down, just like so. And we'll place white concrete in front of these grey concretes like so. And then we will fill these window sections in using black stained glass pane. I noticed that we just have to add an extra row of white just up at the top there. Next, we will move around to the right side of the build, where we will just simply fill this entire wall in using grey concrete. Next, we will move to the back of the build, where we will add a row of grey concrete, extending from the bottom of the build all the way to the top on the left side here. On the right side, we will add a row of black stained glass pane, leading from the ground all the way up to the top, with a row of grey concrete next to the glass, just like this. Then, we are going to place white concrete, like so, forming a rectangular shape, just as we did on the front. And then we will place white concrete in front of the grey concrete, and also at the top. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. And then we can just fill the rest of this area in using black stained glass pane. Next, we are going to move inside the build, and we will place the second floor, which is just below all of the windows, about midway up the build, and we're just using oak planks for this. And then for the actual roof itself, we will simply fill the entire top of the build in using grey concrete. With the entire outside of the build complete, we can now head inside and work on the interior. Step 1, we have a kitchen to build. Begin by placing a row of grey concrete here, 2 black concrete here, stone buttons in front of the black concrete. We then will place a light grey concrete on top and extend to the left by 3. 1, 2, 3. Place a grey concrete on the end and extend down. We also just want to add a layer of grey concrete underneath the oak planks that we have for the second floor. Just like so. Then we are going to place a blast furnace here, brewing stand here, light grey concrete here, rail here, and then we will place a stone. So this is tricky. We have to place a stone stair here in this position with a tripwire hook above it to make a sink. And if you are so inclined, we can add a window behind here too. Then on this small wall opposite, we are going to make a small table by placing a spruce trapdoor here, 2 more spruce trapdoors like this, and 1 here, a couple of end rods here, stone pressure plates on top, flower pot here, item frame here, and then I'm just going to place some oak planks in this position, and I'm also just going to add, as a matter of fact, let's remove that trapdoor and we will add a row of grey concrete here so it matches the opposite side, and that looks fantastic. Next, we are going to place an oak door here in this position and surround it with grey concrete. We will then place 2 bookshelves, 1, 2 here, with a grey concrete on the end, and we will stack the grey concrete up to the ceiling. We will then place a painting here, preferably a nicer one. That's the one I'm looking for. And then on this opposite wall, we will have 2 smooth quartz stair, leave a gap, and place a 2x2 square of smooth quartz slab on the ground. We will then place a table here by placing a spruce trapdoor, spruce sign in front, flower pot on top, and we are also just going to make a window either directly like above the sofa here to match the kitchen, or just 1 row above. I think that it looks better there, in my opinion. Next, we are going to place 2 end rods here in this corner with a grey glazed terracotta on top. We are also just going to add some grey concrete in front of the white concrete here. I just think it looks a little bit cleaner. It's up to you whether you want to place oak planks or whether you want to have grey concrete in front of the white concrete. I'm thinking oak planks might be better, and maybe we'll make some curtains maybe here and here. I think that will look good. Next, we are going to make these stairs. So at the base of the staircase, we will have brown carpet like this. And then we will have 1, 2, 3 oak stairs extending up into the next story. And then up at the top of the next story here, we are going to have 1, 2 oak planks like this. And then we want to have a set of 2 stairs like this for the end. And we are just going to extend these grey concretes up and these ones to kind of box this in. Just make sure that we can still get up and down the stairs. And we might even have it like this, so it's kind of like a bendy shape like so. And this will lead us upstairs. And by the way, we might as well create the wall here. There is a wall between the bedroom and the bathroom, and it is right here. It kind of just cuts the second story in half a little bit. So next we are just going to move downstairs and into here, and this is where we are going to make the basement stairs. So for the basement, we just want to basically be deep enough so that we can place, or rather so that we can have 3 rows of space above us in the basement. So this might be enough. Let's take a look. So this is the floor for the ground level. We want to have a row of 1, 2, 3 to work with. So that means that we have to go 1 row lower than we are already. So the goal is to be able to place oak planks for the floor down here and still have 1, 2, 3 rows of space to work with. So I'm just going to box in this staircase that we've created using grey concrete, and this wall here I will also make grey concrete as well. And the amount of space that we want to have, just throw a torch down here. So we want to have 4 rows of workspace going this way. So we'll use the floor for this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want this many rows, and then we can replace this wall with grey concrete and this wall as well. And then we want to have in total 5 rows going this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this will be 5 rows in the ground, which we will replace using oak planks. And then this 5th row here, we will just make grey concrete. So there we go. We will replace these rows with grey concrete. So, and as a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just remove 1 extra row of space going that way and going this way. And this is going to be the dimensions for the basement. So I think that this will be a little bit better. We'll have a bit more room. Okay, so in total, as we walk in the actual room itself, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows this way. And that's what we want to have. And we're just going to replace any blocks necessary just along the staircase, just like this. And that looks better. This room is a utility room. In this corner, we will place 2 blocks of iron with stone buttons in front. Couple of smooth quartz stairs like this with tripwire hooks above. Smooth quartz block here, pale oak shelf here, couple more smooth quartz blocks. Then spruce trapdoors here, brewing stand here, light blue candles here. Next, we will place a white concrete here instead and a block of iron here with an iron trapdoor here, maybe an item frame here. Throw down loom, open it up. Light blue banner with black dye, and apply the fast pattern, followed by the bore jaw pattern. Apply that to here. We will then place a lantern here on top of this fridge. And then I'm going to remove this row of the wall and place bookshelves here. Then I'm going to stack up some spruce trapdoors just like this and stick some item frames on top of these. Then spruce trapdoors flipped up this side to create a shelf. Then we will actually remove this block here, place a couple of chiseled bookshelves, and then we'll stick some spruce trapdoors flipped up this way. Then flower pot here, fern here, and we can stick either another trapdoor here like this, or maybe like another bookshelf, or maybe we can just stick a lantern just so that we get a bit more light in here. In addition to this, I want to have a painting. I'm just going to grab a 1x1 quickly and stick it here. And I also think that built into this wall, we can just have like a furnace and a stone button. And I think that that looks pretty good. I don't know whether to... I think I already mentioned this. I don't know whether to kind of like box this in a little bit like so. And maybe we can even have like something like an armor stand just here at the base. I think that... yeah, I think that that looks pretty good. And then we don't need the torch anymore. I think that this looks fantastic. You could, if you wanted to... I did consider having some carpet down here. Just for the middle of the floor, like the very middle of the floor. I think that if we were to do that, then we'd have the armor stand on the oak. But I think that that looks really good. This is a really nice little utility. And we can just stick a door on it as well. And now we can move all the way upstairs and we can begin work up here. First of all, we will make the bed. So the bed will go right here. Just 2 rows of 3 light grey wool with white carpet at the very end. Scaffolding here for a nightstand. We also have to break into this room here. This is going to be the bathroom. On this wall facing the bed, we're looking to have a TV. So we could have quite a large one, I think. That's like one of the ugliest paintings. So in this corner, we are going to have a lamp. This is 2 end rods on top of each other with a grey glazed terracotta on top. We also want to place chiseled bookshelves here above this window. And we also want to box this area in using grey concrete with end rods here and backwards facing spruce spruce doors here to form a closet. And in here we can just stick some banners to look like hanging clothes, and then we can just close that. And then we do have the choice of placing like a couple of note blocks here in the corner for like speakers, or maybe just like one, or maybe like directly under the TV, and we can go for a more of an old school TV setup, something like this, but it just kind of cramped the room a little bit, so I'm not 100% certain if this is better or not, but we'll leave it just for now. On this wall here, as we walk up the stairs, we want to have a set of spruce trapdoors like this, and we're making some modern shelves. So we kind of want to make kind of like this box, just like this. Remove those. That looks pretty good directly above the bed, basically. And we can just have a flower pot, fern, lantern, and then we can just have a painting inside here, and I think that that looks pretty nice. We could even stick another painting on this wall if we were so inclined. That's just the same one, so I'll tell you what, we'll just remove that. I think that that's probably enough. We have to stick a door here on the bathroom, and then inside here, I'm just going to remove these blocks and replace them with oak planks. First of all, we are going to place a row of grey concrete here against this wall with glass pane against the grey. Then an end rod here, iron trapdoor here, stone button here, and we will destroy this block and place an iron trapdoor here as well for a drain. Then against this wall here, we'll have an upside down smooth quartz stair, spruce trapdoor here, item frame here, stone button here, white banner pointed down here, then a flower pot here. Against this wall, we will place 1, 2, 3 light grey concrete. We have an item frame here in the middle, flower pot here, candles here. We will then place a lantern hanging. Actually, we'll place it here, so kind of like in between the toilet and here. Throw it on a loom, open it up, light blue banner in there with white dye. Apply a bend pattern, a gradient pattern, black dye in there with the bourgeois pattern. We'll then stick this here. We also want to clad this lantern with pale oak signs, just like so. And we might leave it like this. So I was going to add some light grey carpet just in front of here, but I don't know. But what I do think I want to do is just box this window in using the grey concrete like this. And we do have to make a curtain banner, actually. So the banner's really simple. Throw down a loom, open it up, light grey banner in there with some white dye, and apply the pally pattern. So you can do this with either a light grey banner or a grey banner. And I'm just going to place it here. And I'm also just going to place it here and here as well. That's it. With that final detail added, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add our modern house into our city. There is only one place in the city for modern houses, and that is in the new modern suburbs. I think that I'm actually going to relocate the modern hotel, and I'm going to branch the modern suburbs out a little bit. The modern hotel can sit in storage for a while. You may be interested in becoming a channel member. You can click the join button that will be somewhere on the screen right now. This does cost money and is a monthly subscription, but you do get some perks. The first of which is a download link for my city design world. This has every single build that I have placed in my city, arranged in order, and labelled. This perk also comes with schematics for the mods Litematica and World Edit, so you can easily reference and copy and paste these builds into your worlds in any way that you'd like. However, if you're not interested in any of that building business, the highest tier allows you to download the most current version of Minicity. There are also some minor perks, including loyalty badges displayed next to your name whenever you comment something down below on my videos. Depending on how long you have been a channel member, you gain a more prestigious helmet, with the highly coveted gold builder's hat being the most valuable. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.